Hi, it's Lethea from Farmview Creators. Today we're going to work on the Saltbox house window box insert for the window boxes. Remember, there's the new arched one and then the first one that is just squared off. This will work with either of those. So I'm separating my pieces based on what color I'm going to paint. And I'm going to start with Spanish Sunrise on my stars. This is a Paint Couture product, of course, and it is one of their acrylic mineral paints for the roof and the windows and the door and the sheep's head and the crow. I'm using pitch black this time because I've used pitch black in the past and it's been acrylic mineral. This time it is the chalk style. Notice that it still has really good coverage just with one coat. I am going to put 2 coats on it, but honestly, now that I look at it, I'm not really sure why. I'm going to use my little ombre sponges. I like to reuse those little sponges a couple of times and put some vintage moss acrylic mineral on the wreath, and then Farmhouse linen chalk style on the sheep. And this one I dabbed off, and then I'm kind of lightly dabbing as light as possible so that those scored spirals will still show up on the sheep. I am loving vintage Flair. I've been loving it for a while, but I haven't used it in a while. So using that with my ombre sponge on the words, just because I don't like for my words to get goopy in between all the loops and everything. And then the house is going to be that same beautiful blue. I'm getting that second coat on everything. And when I get back to that sheep, I'm still using very, very light pressure and dabbing off so that those score lines will show up. And then just getting that vintage Flair on the words and one more coat on the house. And now I'm going to go in with Sweet Bacon's dark oil wax. I have a dedicated sponge for this, and I am just going to dab it over everything. Okay. On the house, I kind of tried to keep the windows and door open because in my head I wanted to make sure that it would stick really well when I glued the pieces together. But then I realized that I'm going to use dead flat top coat, and so that's not going to be a big deal. I did let it sit for about 15 minutes before I went back and kind of dabbed and wiped some of it away. Of course, I'm loving my dead flat top coat. I've used many tubs of this. And I love how it takes the shine out of that acrylic mineral. Look at that shine just disappear. It also gives a layer of protection. Now, the acrylic mineral paints already have a built-in top coat, so they don't necessarily need another top coat, but they do have a little bit of a shine. Then I had some problems with my art glitter glue. It was like it was clumped up and just really thick at the top, and I don't know what was going on. I've never had that happen again. And then when I went to kind of get some more of that gunk out of the top, it kind of spewed all over my mat. So that's why I'm using my finger to add that glue to the back, because I am not going to waste it. Just putting a little bit on there because a little goes a long way. Remember, art glitter glue dries clear. It does allow you to kind of wiggle your pieces around if you need to. And it does not make your finger sticky. So I didn't really mind using my finger because it didn't get all goopy and crusty and nasty. I'm just putting all those pieces together, making sure that I am lining them up flush with the background for it. Oh, I love it. So I'm going to let that dry and then slide it into the slots that it fits perfectly in. Look how gorgeous. I love it. I hope you did too. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. Be sure to like and subscribe.